All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 135-pound division, where it's the end of the year, and people are talking about who their fighter of the year is going to be. And I'm going to tell you right now, I have not made up my mind, but there is a good chance, to spite you, some of you, that I'm going to give fighter of the year to Gervonta Tank Davis. Now, I'm going to explain why he is a leading candidate for fighter of the year, in my opinion, but also want to share the perspective of a fighter named Truck Simpson on what Gervonta Davis is relative to Devin, Haney, and Shakur Stevenson, and things that he says that exist for Gervonta Davis that people do not appreciate or understand. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the lightweight division where Gervonta Tank Davis is in line along with several other people for an award that is called Fighter of the Year. And I am trying to decide exactly who my Fighter of the Year is going to be. However, in taking this into consideration, I've really been watching and looking at the fights that have taken place. And I think that there's some very good candidates, but I ran across an interview that was given by Truck Simpson, of who actually fights out of the same gym as Gervonta Davis does. I do believe he has the same trainer, Coach Calvin, that Gervonta Davis has. And he spoke about Gervonta Davis being one of the most underrated fighters that there is, because people don't understand what Gervonta Davis is really able to do in the ring. Now, before I get on those two subjects, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you're a longtime subscriber or supporter of the channel, thank you so much for your continued support. It really makes a big difference to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much. And thank you to everybody that supports in the super thanks and videos like this, because that's how we're able to continue to do the work. It absolutely is essential. So thank you guys so much. But let's get into this, okay? First, let's talk about Fighter of the Year. There are several people that I would say are very good candidates for it. Monter, in a way, is probably my leading candidate, but at this time of the recording of this video, Monter, in a way, has not beaten Marlon Tapales yet. That, I do believe that fight is coming in 2 days. I would say that a win over Steve Fulton Jr. and then a win over Marlon Tapales to become the undisputed champion at 122 pounds, I think would probably wrap it up for me with Monter. In a way, those are very two high-level fighters. Specifically, Stevie Fulton Jr. is a very high-level fighter at 122. Of course, people are going to say Devin Haney should be considered for that because of his win against Vasily Lomachenko and his one-sided win over moving up in weight to fight Regis Prograis. I would struggling right now to think of anybody else that would fall. Oh, I'm sorry. There's Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford was win over Errol Spence Jr. back in April. That's somebody else that should be considered for that, without a doubt. However, the weakness in the argument for him is that he just had one fight. He did not have two fights. And that's about it. Other than that, if he had backed that up with another another big fight, I probably would have said, okay, yeah. But the inactivity of Terrence Crawford this year is the one that doesn't make me just have him a shoo-in for it. Now, Gervonta, on the other hand, I think provided Marlon Tapales beats him, is probably going to be Gervonta for me. And let me tell you why. Because he's had two fights, one against a guy named Hector Garcia, who I think is one of the more underrated wins of the year for a fighter. Now, because he was a world champion at 130 pounds, coming off of a very impressive win after taking the belt or the vacant belt in that fight with Chris Colbert, who at 130 pounds, I think is a very good fighter. I do believe he backed that fight up with another win. Very, very good fighter. And Gervonta Davis, I believe he's an Olympic gold medalist, fights, awkward type of fighter. Gervonta Davis beat him, stops him, and then he fights Ryan Garcia. Now, people get do this revisionist history with Ryan Garcia, specifically Devin Haney fans, where they behave as if this guy cannot fight. Gervonta Davis moved up to 136, gave pounds to weight up to Ryan Garcia, and in the biggest fight that has taken place this decade, he completely shined. And just the magnitude of the fight, the fact that it happened in front of the whole boxing world and more casual fans that have watched the fight in a very long time, also, man, just really means a lot. Now, so that's why when I'm doing this, I'm seriously thinking Gervonta Davis, provided Monter Inoue doesn't win, he may very well get it for me. I know a lot of people are not going to agree with that, but it is what it is. And I would give it over a fight over Devin Haney, because Devin Haney, many people think, and including myself, believe that it was very lucky that he got out of that fight with Lomachenko with a win. I don't think that was a good performance for Devin Haney, the one against Lomachenko. And also, he also did not fight his mandatory challenger in Shakur Stevenson this year. So the fact that he wouldn't fight him and moved up in weight to fight a guy that I don't think is on the same level, although it is a really, really good year, I can't put them up there with Gervonta or Terrence Crawford or Monter Inoue in that regard. So, nah. But at the same time, like I say, with pound for pound lists, you don't have to be at the very top to have had a very, very good year, which Devin Haney most definitely did. Now, as far as the actual fighter themselves, I did want to talk about what Truck Simpson said about Gervonta Davis and a fight with Shakur Stevenson. This is me adding the fight with Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney. I think Gervonta Davis is definitely, I agree with Truck Simpson, that Gervonta Davis is extremely, extremely underrated, because people act as if he's just a come forward fighter that gives up a bunch of rounds to fighters and is lacking in boxing skills, where guys are just going to box circles around him. Man, if you go back and watch the fight between he and Jose Pedraza at 130 pounds for Gervonta Davis's first world championship fight, fighting against a guy that is about 5'7", 5'8", long, right? Has fast hands, has good feet. And you see all of the different looks that Gervonta Davis gave to Jose Pedraza during that fight, between fighting on the inside, fighting on the outside, fighting at mid-range, showed his defense, showed his punch resistance, showed his power. Just a completely all-around great fighter. Still, I think that was the top performance that I've seen for Gervonta Davis in his career. But then to watch him fight when he hurts his hand against guys like Isaac Cruz, and see how he is able to box and slip and not get hit by somebody that is as aggressive and come forward a fighter as Isaac Cruz is. Man, people, I think, are just really, really, really underrating him. But anyway, I just wanted to add that in to make some of y'all mad on this Christmas Eve video. And again, I'm sure there may be some other people that I'm missing, like Bam Rodriguez. Bam Rodriguez just won his undisputed title down there at 118 pounds or 115 pounds. Bam Rodriguez is obviously out there too, as far as that Fighter of the Year award. Man, he's a great fighter out of the state of Texas. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.